This is my last worksheet for this unit. I'm pretty excited. I think there's places for worksheets. It's practice. It's one way to practice. And remember, 15 minutes. Practice for 15 minutes. So that could just be one of these pages. If it's taking you longer than 15 minutes to make it's taking me a while because I am trying to explain my thinking every time I do it. So it would be more. If it takes you less time to do this, great. Maybe do a few. Or change which standard you're working on. So practice should be short, and that way we might be able to retain it. Anyway, so comparing and multiplying fractions and decimals. So what do I know about fractions and decimals? I know fractions and decimals are the same thing. I know like 1/2 is 0.5. I know 2/3 is 0.6666666666666 infinity. So I know that I can turn a fraction into a decimal into a fraction. When it comes to comparing, I know that the denominator tells me how big the piece is, and the numerator tells me how many of those pieces I have. So that'll be important to think about. Decimals, that's place value, just place value. So if I compare place values, I need to see what's in the tenths, what's in the hundreds, what's in the thousands. If a number has something in the tenths and the other one doesn't, then I know that that number is automatically bigger no matter how many digits the other number has. I should say if it has no other digit, if it had like a digit in the 1, then that would be so. And then multiplying, I can multiply stuff. Okay, so use one of the following symbols to make each expression below true greater than, less than, equal to. So 2/4 and 3/5. So I like to use my benchmark of a half here because this is a half. If I could write decimal, I know half of 5 is 2.5 and 3 is more than that, so this has to be more than a half, so then that means this 2/4 is less than 3/5. Alright, 11/16 and 3/4. So here I have 1/4 left to get to 1, and I have 5/16. 1/4, 5/16. 1/4 is, so here, where's my thinking? So 1/4 is equal to 4/16. So this is 1/4 away. This one is 5/16 away. This is further away from 1. So 11/16 is less than 3/4. Okay. And then we have 3/4 and 3/5. Well, that one's pretty simple for me. And the reason I don't have to do any calculation is because this piece is, the 4 is bigger. Fourths are bigger than fifths. I have 3/4 and I have 3/5, so I don't even have to really think too much of that. 3/4 is greater than 3/5. Alright, so we have 34 hundredths and 1/2. Well, I know 1/2 is 0.5 or 50 hundredths, so that's way greater. I have 58 hundredths, and comparing that to 3/4. Again, this is one of those ones I should know in decimal form. 3/4 is 0.75. 75 hundredths, so 3/4 is way more than 58 hundredths. And here I have 0.50 and 1/2. Well, I know 1/2 and 0.50 or 50 hundredths is the same thing, so I can say that these are equal. All right, we have 25 hundredths and comparing that to 256 thousandths. Well, my 2 is the same, the 5 is the same. And what do I have in this thousandths? I have a 0, so I have a 6 here, so this is more. Here, right off the bat, this is what I was talking about. You see how, I start figuring, I'm like, 99. Oh, this is more. Well, no, because this has a 1 in the tenths, and this doesn't. So this would be like comparing 103 to 99. Well, this one's more. And then we have 5 and 618 thousandths, and 5 and 621 thousandths. 621 is more than 618, so that's greater. All right. Solve these combinations using the strategies that make the most sense to you right now. Show your work. Alright, so this is 0.25 times 12. Well, this is 0.25 is a quarter, which would be 0.25 would be a quarter, which would be 3. And then, so I could do 0.025. Oh, sorry. I do 0.25 times 12 equals 3. Right? And then I could say I have to get here, like, so that means 0.025 times 12 equals 0.3, so 3/10. 56 times 0.5, well, this is just half of 56, So that's going to be 28. So I'm going to write half of 56. 24 times 2/5. So again, that's 25 hundredths. That's a quarter. So 1/4 of 24. That's 6. 0.25. Oh, well, yeah. Okay. Good Lord, I thought I messed that up. 0.25 of 7. Well, I know also 0.25 is half of half, right? So half of 7 equals 3.5, and then half of that is 1.75. Alright, 48 times 0.25, again this would be 1/4, so 1/4 of 48, that's going to give me 12, because 12 times 4 is 48. 36, and then this is 3/4, so I like looking at this as 3/4 of 36, so 1/4 of 36 is what? 9? So 3/4 is 27. Quarter of 3, so again this is half of a half. Half of 3 is, so 3 divided by 2 is 1.5, that divided by 2 is 0.75. Well, I could have done 0.25 plus 3, that would, or 3 times, that would have been probably easier to think about. So see, I saw that 0.25 and I reacted, I didn't respond to it. Yep. Again, I'm still going to do half and half here. So half is 4.5, and then the other half is 2.25. And then this is half of 8, so that's 4. Alright, that's it. I did all the worksheets.